おはようございます。
おはようございます。
お茶一杯もらえます。
はい、どうぞ。ちょっと待ってください。
This is a place that I buy tea for the restaurant and for myself. And they make this beautiful aromatic green tea sencha. There are two kinds of major green teas in Japan, and there's only one English word to define it, which is green tea. There are so many levels and grades, and you can even spend $100 for 100 grams sometimes. This is all sencha, and this is all genmaicha. They have different pricings, mainly because of different grades, and you get different grammages for different purposes. I mean, if you're serving a lot at one time, maybe you need bigger packaging, like a sushi restaurant, it's over here. And if you're at home and you don't want to lose aroma, you'd actually buy small packages. I'm just going to buy a few as gifts, and maybe we'll give one or two away in our program. I'm going to talk about matcha. This is like the Rolls Royce of green tea. It's a very powdered, fine powdered tea, and it's totally made in a different way. The tea ceremony uses this tea, and it's not brewed in a pot. It's actually made in a vessel, and you use a bamboo brush. This bamboo brush, it is fine teeth, are actually cut from one piece of bamboo, and this technically aerates the tea and blends the powder into the water. This is so fine, it's like a talc. The color is natural, no added food colorings, and it's very, very bitter. It is this tea that goes into green tea ice cream and not those. Put some water in there. Wow. 美味しい。美味しい。In the tea ceremony, these bowls are to be appreciated 3 times. The person who's drinking it has to turn it 3 times as a sign and respect of admiring the vessel first. And you would actually drink it 3 times and wipe where you drank it from and turn it back and put it back down. ありがとうございます。I've been buying tea for me for the last 10 years, and the warmth and love that they have for people like us coming from all the way from Sri Lanka to buy tea for a Japanese restaurant, and in return I've been giving them Sri Lankan tea, and I have this beautiful relationship with them that I can come here totally tired and I always get my little tonic of life. If a sword or katana is the soul of a samurai, a knife, the soul of a chef. I'm here at Aritsugu, where I've been buying knives for the last 10 years. This shop is 80 years old out here in Tsukiji. Like I said, Tsukiji wasn't here a long time ago. But Aritsugu itself is 400 years old. I brought this knife last night for maintenance, and once a year I bring this, our most expensive knife, which is used to cut tuna at Nihonbashi. This is the knife that you first start cleaning a fish after taking out the scales. The size increases again for bigger fish. This is the last knife you would use before you cut sashimi. This is takohi and this is yanagiba. The differences would be now, this is used mainly in Kansai region and this is mainly used in Kanto region. They vary in length depending on the fish and style that you would cut. And you don't send the blade back again. You let the balance of the blade and the sharpness of it just cut whatever you're cutting. This is what we got in Tokyo, and we're going to use this today. We're back in my kitchen, and I'm going to make something very simple, a fried chicken, sort of a karaage, but with influences from Japan and Sri Lanka. So let's get cooking now. Again, I'm going to use boneless chicken leg. I'm going to trim the fat off and then marinate it in this beautiful mixture of soy sauce and Japanese cooking wine, mirin. If you don't have mirin, you can use a little bit of brandy and maybe dilute a little bit, and that will work fine too. I just trimmed a little bit of the fat that's excess in here. I'm going to cut into like 2.5 centimeter cubes. I'm going to cut it in the middle first. That's where the drumstick and the thigh would actually join up. Give it big chunky chicken pieces. If you want, you can take the skin out, but I leave it because I just simply love it. And I'm trimming off the excess fat, so that should be all right. Whenever heat is introduced to this, whatever excess fat will drain out too. So let's start the marinade. I'm going to put about 3 tablespoons of mirin, the same quantity of soy sauce, and shakes of shichimi. Shichimi is 7 spices mixed together in Japanese cooking. If you don't have this, you can use a pinch of chili powder. Don't put too much chili in this because then you're going to lose the flavor of the chicken and this beautiful sauce that's going to be there. I'm going to let this marinate for about 12 minutes, and while this is going to marinate, I'm going to make a sauce. That sauce normally would have contained Japanese kombu stock, a dashi stock made with kombu and katsuobushi, or just kombu only. I'm going to use tea. This is the tea I brewed earlier. I used about 1/4 teaspoon to make 100 ml of it, and I used temperature of about 60 degrees and I infuse it for a minute. And we're going to use this to make the sauce. So into a saucepan goes the tea, and to this I'm going to add soy sauce, 2 tablespoons, and again mirin. Same quantity as soy sauce, about 2 tablespoons. And then let it simmer for 4 or 5 minutes, no, maybe less. And let this simmer for about 2 minutes, not long. And the tea is going to give a really, really nice, deep, rich flavor in this one. While this is simmering, I'm going to get a pan to get ready to fry the chicken in. I'm going to use about 1/2 liter of oil. I just need enough oil so that the chicken would be evenly fried with enough depth. There we go. And I'm going to taste this. I think it should be done. Very sweet, rich with tea. And let's get this oil fired up. I'm going to put the cover on so that it would get warmer quicker. This is done. I'm going to let it just sit there. And we need some cornstarch now. Let me go get that. I love playing with cornstarch. I'm coming close to the oil, and the oil is really hot now. Just take the chicken, transfer all the chicken into the cornstarch so that you wouldn't get your fingers with cornstarch and back into the marinade. And then one by one, just put it in there and let it fry. This dish, you need probably a bit of Japanese rice and then a few accompanying veggies and a miso soup. If we serve it as a set in my restaurant, you're going to get a beautiful brown, and it's the power of soy sauce that does this. By using chopsticks, it's actually easy to pick up each and every piece one by one. I put one piece at a time, so the frying time for all of this would approximately be the same. Turn the heat off. Look at that. Now we're ready to plate this one. A nice shallow soup bowl-like plate. Let me start with the big pieces down here. See, you can't do this with tongs. They're too bulky, they're messy, and I'm going to use the sauce that we made now. And now for the finale. We are going to use what we got in Tokyo, this oni oroshigane, and I'm going to grate a radish on top of this to give that tanginess. This is all bamboo. It's held by 4 tiny tacks of nails, and that's all we have to do. Here we go. Something you can make at home, and I hope you do. Let me try it first. The radish is cold, the chicken is warm, so is the sauce, and that temperature difference like an internal combustion engine. That pinch of shimmy in there adds an accent. The tanginess of the radish adds another one. It's beautiful. I hope you love the Japan I showed you. Did you know the first country I ever visited was Sri Lanka? And I was more than happy to take you on a journey to Japan to show you what Tokyo and the cuisine world is. Tokyo is the food capital on earth. It has the most number of Michelin stars. And I was really engrossed in what I saw at Tsukiji. And we've got more episodes to show you about my Japan. So join us soon again. Aibowan, sayonara, and goodbye. Sorry, I put vinegar. Because you can't take that from a fridge or a cupboard. It's key. Which camera? Okay. What a bad make me a palette.